ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्निर्दाहिका शक्तिः रामकृष्णे स्थिता ह्या सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। Tomorrow will be Vivekanandaji's birthday according to Indian calendar. Three new inmates have come and they will be taking the white clothes. There will be ceremony early morning before dawn. At 4:40 we join. 4:45 the ceremony begins with bhajans. After the morning Mangalarti at 5 we will light the homa fire. They take the vows of wearing white cloth, shveta vastra dharana. By 6:10, within 6:10, the ceremony will be over. I think they are streamlining it, no? Streamline you call it? It will be YouTube. YouTube streaming. Just an information. We'll continue with the Gospel. Thakur tell about the tiger story, elephant god story. Then the scriptures say the water is God, but some parts of water can be used for drinking, some for washing, some for other purposes. That differentiation, Thakur says, the same water, then a devotee is asking a question. A devotee, sir, if a wicked man is about to do harm or actually does so, should we keep quiet then? Actually, that question should not come, because in that story of the snake earlier, Thakur says, you may hiss, but you should not bite. You should not put poison in the... that is going to come in the future. Yes, following this. A master is answering that question. A man living in a society should make a show of tamas to protect himself from evil-minded people. But he should not harm anybody in anticipation of the harm likely to be done to him. We have to safeguard our interests, we have to protect our interests. That is our primary duty. I recently met one person. He was telling few children going to school, some of them girls, boys, their own children. He was telling, it is my responsibility to take care of all these children. They go to school, their mind should not be corrupt by others' behavior, others' ideas. From there to the exploitation by other people, somebody may take away one of my child, gone to school, not returning. Somebody dragged, put in the car and went away. What a great responsibility. And I have to face all this. Every moment I must be conscious, cautious, and depend on God. They are away from me. I have to pray. Lord, I am not with my children. I dedicate my life for the welfare of all. My own honest earnings I am investing on these children to bring them up, do my own living in an honest way. And now it is your responsibility to take care of them when I am not there, till they grow up and take their own responsibilities. So, to protect, the parents are there when children is small. You can see in the animal kingdom and among the insects and birds, how the mother bird takes care of the young ones, how the mammals, when the young babies are there with it, how much of care, even it will not allow a mosquito or a fly to come near, so much care it takes. And each has been provided with sufficient strength and intelligence to protect. And nature has provided horns for some animals, some poison in the fangs. Each one, you see scorpion in the tail, it has the poison just to protect itself. Porcupine, arrows, so many ways the nature has provided, each one to protect itself. So man has been given the intelligence to protect himself, because all his things are weak because of the intelligence given to him. The only instrument he has is intelligence, and that intelligence, when it is not linked to the divine, linked to the nature, linked to the eternal, it becomes, the same thing becomes a poison for man. Because of the intelligence, he loses his own protection. Because of his intelligence, he gains the power to protect himself also. So, mind and intellect play a great force in the life of humans. Just like anything. Now Thakur is telling, he must show tamas, not possess tamas, but show anger. If you do again, you see what I will do. Threaten. But inside be smiling, calm and pleasant, undisturbed by the external circumstances. Internally, you are calm and quiet. Externally, you are showing eyes to protect yourself so that things will go on smoothly. So Thakur is giving the suggestion, a man living in society should make a show of tamas to protect himself from the evil-minded people. But he should not harm anybody in anticipation of harm likely to be done to him. Listen to a story. Some cowherd boys used to tend their cows in a meadow where a terrible poisonous snake lived. Everyone was on the alert for fear of it. One day a brahmachari was going along the meadow. The boys ran to him and said, "Revered sir, please don't go that way. A venomous snake lives there." "What of it, my good children?" said the brahmachari. "I am not afraid of the snake. I know some mantras." So saying, he continued on his way along the meadow. But the cowherd boys, being afraid, did not accompany him. In the meantime, the snake moved swiftly towards him with upraised hood. As soon as it came near, he recited a mantra, and the snake lay at his feet like an earthworm. The brahmachari said, "Look here, why do you go about doing harm? Come, I will give you a holy word. By repeating it, you will learn to love God. Ultimately, you will realize Him and so get rid of your violent nature." Saying this, he taught the snake the holy word and initiated him into spiritual life. The snake bowed down before the teacher and said, "Revered sir, how shall I practice spiritual discipline?" "Repeat the sacred word," said the teacher, "and do no harm to anybody." As he was about to depart, the brahmachari said, "I shall see you again." Some days passed, and the cowherd boys noticed that the snake would not bite. They threw stones at it, still it showed no anger, behaved as if it were an earthworm. One day, one of the boys came close to it, caught it by the tail, and whirling it round and round, dashed it again and again on the ground and threw it away. The snake vomited blood and became unconscious. It was stunned. It could not move. So thinking it dead, the boys went their way. Late at night, the snake regained consciousness. Slowly and with great difficulty, it dragged itself into its hole. Its bones were broken and it could scarcely move. Many days passed. The snake became mere skeleton covered with a skin. Now and then at night it would come out in search of food. For fear of the boys, it would not leave its hole during daytime. Since receiving the sacred word from the teacher, it had given up doing harm to others. It maintained its life on dirt, leaves, or fruit that had dropped from the trees. About a year later, Brahmachari came that way again and asked after the snake. The cowherd boys told him that it was dead, but he could not believe them. He knew that snake would not die before attaining the fruit of the holy word with which it had been initiated. He found his way to the place, and searching here and there, called it by name he had given it. Hearing the teacher's voice, it came out of its hole and bowed down before him with great reverence. "How are you?" asked the brahmachari. "I am well, sir," replied the snake. But the teacher asked, "Why are you so thin?" The snake replied, "Revered sir, you ordered me not to harm anybody, so I have been living only on leaves and fruits. Perhaps that has made me thinner." The snake had developed the quality of sattva. It could not be angry with anyone. It had totally forgotten that the cowherd boys had almost killed it. The brahmachari said, "It cannot be mere want of food that has reduced you to this state. There must be some other reason. Think a little." Then the snake remembered that the boys had dashed it against the ground. It said, "Yes, revered sir, now I remember. The boys one day dashed me violently against the ground. They are ignorant after all. They did not realize what a great change had come over my mind. How could they know I would not bite or harm anyone?" The brahmachari explained, "What a shame! You are such a fool. You don't know how to protect yourself. I asked you not to bite, but I did not forbid you to hiss. Why did you not scare them by hissing? So you must hiss at the wicked. You must frighten them lest they should do harm to you, but never inject your venom into them. One must not injure others." In this creation of God, there is a variety of things: men, animals, trees, plants. Among the animals, some are good, some are bad. There are ferocious animals like the tiger. Some trees bear fruit sweet as nectar, and others bear fruit that is poisonous. Likewise, among human beings, there are good and wicked, the holy and unholy. There are some who are devoted to God and others who are attached to the world. So here, Sri Ramakrishna makes very clear that even by mistake, you should not harm anybody, but by all means, you have to protect yourself. Protection doesn't mean only physical protection. We need many types of protections. We have to protect our social dignity, spiritual dignity. We have to protect our life in the society. We have to struggle. Life is a constant war. We have to fight against diseases, keeping ourselves hygienic way of living. This also protecting ourselves. Now you see the corona issue, how much of protection. All the old Indian ways of living is slowly coming to the surface again. All things were taken as something ignoble or irreligious or unwanted things, superstitions. Keeping slippers outside, taking bath, having gone out and come back, washing, saluting each other from far away, namaste. All these manners in which we were following, what Corona is making us follow, untouchability. Untouchability is slowly growing at all levels. We used to, those days, those who were rather dirty, living in slums, like lowly kind of living, physically, mentally lowly living, people used to avoid. The same thing is happening again. Now untouchability we try to remove in one form, and another form we are introducing untouchability now. Each is afraid of touching or calling inside. You cannot enter the other's house so easily now. In schools are closed, they should not touch each other. And separation in flights and buses. One seat leaving, you have to sit the next seat. How much of untouchability at all levels, in the offices, in the queue, where we have to stand, so far from each other. Human beings cannot meet now so easily, just because of Corona. And the same thing used to happen, epidemic, now and then. What facilities and antibacterial things which we have, like Dettol and all that, soaps, were not there. It was much more easier. Temples you cannot go without bath, taking bath, wearing fresh clothes you have to go. All this. It was looking like superstition. But now we understand there was a cause behind. Now, after the Corona goes away also, this trend may continue for a long time. Now slowly, suppose it lasts for another 4 or 5 years, it becomes a trend and it becomes something common. And we get accustomed to it and start following it as something like a law. You see everybody covering their mouth and face, mask, and moving about. They feel safety, they feel comfortable. If that continues, a new kind of superstition will start entertaining, and somebody will start criticizing all this and wants to get rid of it. So many things happen. But we see the history repeating itself in various ways. All these were measures to protect oneself. One day somebody asked why the heads of the mutt of certain, the sannyasis of mutt, they don't make others sit in their pangat. General people, they separately sit and eat themselves. Why don't they? Just because of this, that, not because others, others are at low level, but because of the fear of fall, one may come down from that state, constantly mixing with lower class of people. If we don't have the strength to lift the lower class to a higher class, then we will slip down slowly to the lower class. When we get that strength, like the incarnations of God, the commissioned people like acharyas, who have come to teach mankind. Others who are trying to learn swimming in the samsara sagara, they cannot save others. They will be struggling themselves, doing all sadhanas, but God has given a place for them to teach from distance, but not to mix with others. When they get the strength, full strength, that they will not be contaminated by anything, they will not be affected by any situation of life, any people with bad tendencies coming to them, their mixing with them will not bring negative forces in them. Such a high level of consciousness they have attained, then there is no need. The law breaks. They start embracing everyone. Come my child, come my child. What is the difference between me and you? Amija, tumyota. Whatever I am, you are also that. But till then, the tendency is, whomever we mix, we gain their tendencies. They are at a lower level, and it is easy for a man to go lower than remain there and lift others. Till a certain level is attained, when we are able to raise the consciousness of others, then we are not afraid. We can easily mix with all type of people. Till then, it's a fencing for them that they will not fall down to lower levels, lower standards of living. Like ordinary people, eat, drink, enjoy and sleep. That kind of, they need guidance to somehow make their life comfortable and attain a little purity, some guidance to go towards divine they need. To that extent alone, these people, allow them to come near. And once these people reach to the level of pure divinity, then they welcome, come. I and you are the same. When they are no more able to fall, the fall is not there. In Shastras they say, crossing the Vishuddha Chakra, the man will not have a fall. Even after the vision of God, when the consciousness raises to the heart level, then also this jiva is not safe. He has seen God, but has not attained God. Seeing a house and attaining a house, making it own, is difference. So even in Anahata, after getting the vision of God also, he is not safe. He may slip down into the Maya. So when he crosses the Vishuddha Chakra and enters the Ajna Chakra, there is no more fall. He has crossed the limitations of nature and gone beyond. So till then, a lot of time and energy will be wasted if he tries to mix with all types of people and spend. What is happening to the students now? How much of energy of theirs is wasted in moving towards the materialistic way of living. Money is wasted, time is wasted, energy is wasted, and there is no evolution at all. Maximum they earn a little money. Where is the peace? Where is the real joy which never parts from them? So self-conquest, till they attain the self-conquest, they cannot attain peace. By running after the materialistic world, they can never have peace. That is where all students are going, are rushing towards that materialistic way of living. Spiritual alone can give them. We need material. We need everything of this world. We need money. We need all food materials, living in as much easy comfort without harming the nature. We must be able to get that also, but not to the level of losing peace and real joy, losing our freedom, becoming slaves of our own senses. It should not happen. So there we see mixing with all type of people. There are varieties. Good people are there. That's what Sri Ramakrishna says. Bad people are there. Good trees are there, giving nectar like fruit. There are bad trees which are giving poisonous fruits. So both types, positive and negative forces, are working. Avoid these negative forces. Be with the positive forces that elevates you. Once you transcend good and bad, then everything is all right. This is the essence of the whole story. To protect yourself from what is that protection? To protect from all types of whatever is there which can bring us down to lower levels of existence. We have to protect from not only just insults or pain, physical pain. Physical pain can be borne. Mental pain also to great extent can be. But if our moral standards are decreasing, our spiritual wealth we are losing, there is no meaning in living at all. So this higher way of what protects your evolution to your divinehood, we have to protect in every way. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.